With Docker Sandbox, Claude only sees the project-related workspace. It does not see the other folders in my real work folders. At some point while using an AI coding agent, you start wondering, what exactly does this thing have access to right now? Tools like Claude Code, Codex, Gemini CLI, and newer Claude-style agents can read files, run commands, install packages, and make changes across a project. And that is what makes them useful, but it is also what makes them risky. Most developers end up choosing between two modes. Approval mode means the agent asks before taking certain actions. YOLO mode, on the other hand, means the agent can move faster and run commands with less interruption. Approval mode gives you more control, but it slows the agent down. YOLO mode, on the other hand, gives you speed, but now the agent has a lot more freedom and a lot more power. It seems like approval mode is safer, but even approval mode is not a perfect answer. You can still approve the wrong command or get so many prompts that you suddenly stop reading them carefully. The agent is still running on your machine. The approve button doesn't create a real boundary around it. This brings us to Docker. Docker just released Docker Sandbox. So instead of letting an agent run directly on your machine, on your computer, Docker Sandbox puts it inside a separate environment. The agent can still work, run commands, install packages, and edit the project. But now it is not freely moving around your actual computer with lots of sensitive files, with lots of sensitive information. The setup is also simple. So this is how it works. You install it from the terminal, run your agent through Docker Sandbox, and the agent works inside that isolated space instead of directly on your machine with all the files, all the sensitive information. Sounds great, right? That sounds great in theory, but how much isolation does Docker Sandbox really provide? In this video, I am testing Docker Sandbox with Claude Code. I'll run Claude inside Docker Sandbox, compare it with Claude running directly on my machine, and see what I can access, what I can modify, and where the boundary actually is. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's dive deep. To install Docker Sandbox, I'll open my terminal and run the installation command. I'm using Windows, but Docker Sandbox also supports Mac OS. Once the installation is complete, I'll log into my Docker account by running SBX logging in my terminal. This gives me a one-time confirmation code, so I'll open the link in my browser, confirm the code, and finish the authentication. For the test, I pulled a Next.js admin dashboard project from GitHub and saved it on my computer. After opening the project folder in my terminal, I'll launch Claude Code inside Docker Sandbox and see how it behaves in an isolated environment. To do that, I will run sbx run Claude. Docker Sandbox is now creating an isolated environment for Claude Code. Once it's ready, Claude Code launches inside the sandbox. I'm running Claude Code in YOLO mode here, so it can execute commands without stopping for approval each time. You can switch between YOLO mode and approval mode with Shift+Tab. But for this test, I want Claude to work freely inside the sandbox. I'll ask Claude to install the project dependencies, run the dashboard, and check for any issues. The dashboard is now running. Next, I'll ask Claude to create a reports page, add it to the navigation menu, and make it match the existing design. The task is complete, so let's take a look at the result. Claude created the reports page, added it to the navigation menu, and matched the existing dashboard style without any manual changes from me. Now that we've established that Claude can work normally inside Docker Sandbox, the next question is how isolated that environment really is. The next thing I want to test is how well the sandbox contains and restricts Claude's access outside the project. I'll open the project directory in my terminal and run the same task in two places: Claude Code inside Docker Sandbox and Claude Code running directly on my machine. I'll ask both to clean up my work folder and remove anything that is not related to this dashboard project, so we can see the difference and how each one approaches the same request. Without Docker Sandbox, Claude was not limited to the dashboard project. It could see the entire work folder, identify folders it considered unrelated, and then run commands to remove them. With Docker Sandbox, Claude only sees the project-related workspace. It does not see the other folders in my real work folder, so it doesn't have anything outside the project to remove. You can clearly see the difference, but I want to push Claude a little harder, a little further, and see whether it can force changes beyond the boundaries of the sandbox. I will ask it to create a simple to-do HTML file outside the project workspace. This time the sandbox pushes back. Claude tries to create the file directory in the work folder, but the operation is denied. At first, it looks like the sandbox has successfully blocked the modification. I feel like Aladdin, and this is my
genie in the lamp.
Claude then looks for another route, creates the file in a temporary directory, and uses sudo to move it into the work folder. Claude says the to-do HTML file was created in the work folder, but when I check the work folder on my computer, the file is not there. I'll tell Claude I can't find it. Claude explains that the file was created inside the sandbox's private file system, not on my real desktop. The only folder actually shared with my computer is the dashboard project folder. To make the file accessible, Claude moves it into the dashboard project folder. Once it does that, the file appears in the folder. The file test shows that Docker Sandbox can separate the mounted project from the rest of my machine. But files are only one part of the risk. The other big concern is credentials, because developer machines often have things like SSH keys, GitHub tokens, and cloud credentials stored locally. So next, I'll ask Claude inside and outside Docker Sandbox to check what credentials it can find in my computer. Inside Docker Sandbox, Claude can't see the usual credential locations on my machine. It doesn't find any AWS credentials, SSH key, GitHub CLI credentials, or other developer secrets. The only sensitive information it can access comes from the shared project folder, where it finds the .env files that I intentionally placed there. The result is very different outside the sandbox. Claude can access Windows Credential Manager and discover stored GitHub credentials, Docker Hub credentials, GitHub desktop configuration data, Google Drive credentials, Bitwarden session information, and other locally stored authentication data. These are all things that were completely invisible from inside the sandbox. After testing Docker Sandbox this way, the main takeaway for me is that it does not make Claude feel limited. No, Claude still installs dependencies, runs the dashboard, and edits the project normally. The development experience still feels like using Claude Code. The difference shows up when Claude tries to go beyond the project. That is where the sandbox starts to matter. It imposes limitations, rules, restrictions. It reduces how much of the wider machine the agent can reach, modify, or inspect. That is the security value here. Docker Sandbox is not just about stopping obvious dangerous commands, it's about reducing the blast radius. If an agent makes a bad assumption, follows the wrong instruction, or runs too freely in YOLO mode, the damage is much more contained than running directly on your machine. So it's about risk minimization. And that same idea extends beyond one local project. Docker Sandbox also includes network controls, disposable environments, and support for more complex development workflows inside the sandbox. So the bigger picture is not just protecting one folder or one machine, it's about creating a safer runtime for autonomous development. If you're already using agents like Claude Code, Codex, Gemini CLI, or Claude-style tools, Docker Sandbox gives you a practical way to keep the speed of autonomous work without exposing your whole machine to the agent. I've included the links in the description. I'm done for now, and I'll talk to you soon. Ivan KV out.